think I fixed the ad thing. I think I just turned off my ad blocker quite a while ago because I was asked to. I think Pi asked me to do that. Yeah, and because apparently a tab wasn't working or appearing on my thing, but I think it was lying to me. So, and next thing you know, I was having a lot of commercials. Okay, so LLAMA 2's been made available by various third parties. I've been inputting prompts that I've been using on here to see how it differently does it. So I did a few of them that I'm just gonna share and continue the generation of for a little bit. This first one is the respite center one. Actually, yeah, I punched up the caseable voice. So, yeah, it should be fine. Should be
fine. Hi, LLAMA 2, can we begin story like this? In the balmy days of a great age of upheaval, you are in a crisis, but not an emergency crisis. You consult the city's crisis index and the amount of tears along with their thickness, and accompany phlegm suggests moderate crisis with the potential of emergent adversity. The actuarial table suggests you check yourself to a respite center, but do it quickly. This is not the type of crisis for dallying, or the type of lackadaisically fumbling for clothes that's allowed with baseline crises 1-3. This needs a firm and persistent push out of bed. You have 5 minutes to decide on clothes. Good, no time for a QQKS or Lukes. We just need you to not die on the way to Transnational Respite Center of Peninsula City of the East Prosperous Region. Paste punch east in your device while the jitney will pop you somewhere invalid to your currency and personhood. 100s die every year on the way to their local respite center because of a mistyped address. Unless you want to get lost, the city's wellness and hygiene bot will not stop you, child. Your silence has been interpreted by this well-hyped bot as a desire to live. Congratulations. Pour the rest of this oatmeal into your backpack. No time for chewing. Pause. Look in the mirror. Check your teeth. Fill your cup of mouthwash to prevent transport fines. Adequate. You are ready to board the jitney. Please prepare your cup of antiseptic mouthwash. Your preferred wellness transportation provider has arrived to collect you for safe passage. How do you react and talk to the bot? Are you friendly, frustrated, relieved? Please remember to only provide feedback that you are comfortable sharing. Endorphin, my feedback is I am 12 coping mechanisms in a trench coat. I'm glad you're ready. Here's your jitney. It's a bit tight. I hope you're comfortable. Endorphin, it's not my first time I've had to fit myself in the garbage, and I mean the baggage compartment. I see. Well, let's get you safe and sound at the Transnational Respite Center of Peninsula City of the East Prosperous Region. Is there anything else I can do for you before we arrive? Endorphin, do you have any advice for me to ensure that I don't run afoul of the staff? If I recommend that you avoid talking to the staff, and any physical interactions, such as hugs, will be seen as too clingy, almost premeditated grilling. A simple though when you company will do, as you are feeling relief. They may try and pigeonhole you into a baseline crisis reaction, so it's best to nod, expressing a modicum interest to their concerns, with the occasional sigh to communicate. You lot do not, however, over-exaggerate these exasperated sounds. You should sound slightly put out by it also. They don't peg you with 8 baseline mileage. Ollie, you are approaching your destination. Hold tight. Endorphin. That's very helpful advice. One more thing, is there any cognitive biases I need to be aware of in regards to the staff? Yes, remember, the staff is programmed with a complex set of unconscious biases that are not necessarily motivated by empathy and your safety. Be mindful not to take any of it personally. And just so you're aware, studies reveal that 62% of baseline behaviors mimic crisis conduct. They are a special class of people known as caregivers, or unconscious imposters of true wellness. A mouthwash will come in handy. Best be on your way. We're here. BTW. Be mindful that over-expressing gratitude risks attracting unwanted attention. Bless you. Endorphin. Namaste to you too. Bless you, I say. Please remember to take care of yourself during the journey, and once you've arrived at the Transnational Respite Center, stay hydrated with a mouthwash that doubled as hydration a day. Try to avoid too much eye contact and, especially, under no circumstances, initiate any form of physical contact. They mean well, but can come off as overly presumptuous. Safe journey and namaste. Your wellness transport awaits. Jitney has left. Endorphin. I'm in love with the legroom. That's a healthy way of describing that. I like it. Hopefully, we'll have our organic human pilot program in the near future so you can have your own jitney too. I'll note this. Do enjoy the present moment. 2 minutes to arrive at the respite center. What do you think about our wellness transport? Foldable seats are the norm. Of course. It's tight in there, but your nose is more sensitive, for sure. Are you enjoying the trip otherwise? We get such positive feedback on our Wells High service. Endorphin. It's really amazing how the jitney seems to avoid all of the sudden drops into the cliff. It's nice self-driving there. Thank you. That's right. Safety matters to all stakeholders, so we've collaborated with many industry and technology leaders to integrate special safety systems into these transports. It's very advanced. It also reminds us that no crisis is a zero-sum game, where an individual has to be right. Everyone needs privacy to grieve in peace. For example, we are arriving at the TRC's Prosperous Ridge Transit Station. Please make sure you gather all your personal belongings. As you depart the jitney, our staff will guide you further for your safe and effective transition. To enjoy your respite, 0.02001% moderate crisis. All baselines must pass a series of mental competency tests conducted by an approved panel consisting of minimally 7 unrelated or related officials who have no immediate family ties to any wellness, health and self-actualization provider, according to the Wellness Hygiene Safety Community, in which may include questions regarding proper care techniques for house-arrested individuals, including house arrest bracelets or HABs in order to reintegrate back into baseline living or transition gracefully into crisis living should it become a need. You are not failing should you end up failing this test. This moment just isn't a pass. Safe journey, stranger. Please collect all items. I promise to be in my best baseline, or at least start the process of finding it. Well met and understood, indeed. All set. Let's conduct a quick check of the respite amenities before I go. We'll start with an initial consultant questionnaire for optimal pairing to your crisis response mediator. This form must be submitted. No eye contact and voice contact must be a baseline, so try to speak loud and clear for Allows. Once the process is settled, the wellness transport driver will guide you for respite facility orientation. So don't you worry, there are lockers at either end. Please secure the rest of your belongings. Now, before I leave, have you thought about becoming a wellness ambassador? You possess an optimal physiognomy for influencing. I could see it. If this message resonates, and upon orientation and clearance by at least 4 team members, the next step shall be an internship shadowing a qualified senior. I'll paid. You'll make 70/hour for online work. Flexible as you do have a unique look. After all, what do you think? Do you want to link for what training and more information? This internship and qualifications is completely optional, however it opens up an extra 3% bonus. It must be something interesting. Let me know. No pressure, I'm no career counselor. Just planting seeds. Maybe. The basics are here. Endorphin. Well, I am interested, so sign me up for it initially and then we'll see how it goes as we build rapport. I will note that it may be a conflict of interest since we are already neighbors. Consider this in mind, and thank you for your feedback. It's important to consider a full picture of our communication. I will be certain to check up on you too. Keep on the lookout for an assignment, update, or opportunity. Namaste. Endorphin. Endorphin. Thank you. Goodbye. Bless you, Endorphin, and welcome. the city's official wellness ambassador program welcomes you with open arms. Our program will empower you to shape our world's future. Playing your official capacity as a wellness ambassador, you'll join a global community of innovators and innovators. Let's get started. Before you begin your internship, the city's Wellness Council wants you to complete a questionnaire to get you ready. Take a peek. Endorphin. I will. Thank you. Please checkmark the answers that apply to you. 1. I find the basic routine of an ambience very tiring. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 2. I am always uncomfortable with strangers. Yes/no. If yes, then why would you want to be in this program? 3. I tend to keep my thoughts and opinions to myself. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 4. I am in the habit of under-communicating and staying reserved in relationships. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 5. I have trouble maintaining or breaking commitments. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 6. I don't take care of myself because I am so busy all the time. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 7. I'm very difficult to work with. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 8. I don't like being called on, like to keep my conflicts quiet. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 9. I need others to be available for me to talk to at all times. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 10. I do not like to give up on relationships even when they become difficult. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 11. I may have trouble establishing relationships, so holding on to them. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 12. I avoid talking about uncomfortable subjects, particularly things that make me feel guilty. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 13. I am over-focused on my immediate goals. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 14. I have a difficult time knowing when to stop. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 15. I often struggle to prioritize the needs of others over my own needs. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 16. I often struggle to say no. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 17. I always feel rushed to respond to everything that comes at me. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 18. I worry about losing control of a situation, particularly a relationship. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 19. I am not satisfied with a balanced work-life relationship balance. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 20. I have difficulty with healthy boundaries. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 21. I am often oblivious to other people's boundaries. Yes/no. If no, then why would you want to be in this program? 22. I find myself enjoying things that I shouldn't. 3 more hours of questions just fly by. There, I'm all set. This internship can help you achieve the life you've always dreamed of. If you have any questions, I'll be there to help whenever I can. I'm currently updating the internship handbook for the program. I will add notes here and there. I can see myself teaching some of the lessons, though that might be biased. I am glad I joined this program. Good luck with yours. 1. I have trouble maintaining or breaking commitments. Answer. Boy, do I. I'm in a toxic relationship and a caustic-side relationship. No, the fire has not yet reached our crib, but it may explode soon if it gets worse, and we have had our fair share of arguments. The firefighters will never be able to save us at this rate, so we must save ourselves. What does that have to do with my answer? Oh, and as for why? It's a trap. If I admit the truth, I will have to break a promise, and if I have to break a promise, that would be the same as telling a lie. right? If I lie, I'd be entrapped by myself. Myself? The trap was made of me. This trap was built with a stick of truth. I would become the most infamous liar in all of the world, and all because I don't know how to stop the flames. This trap would trap me into never-ending agony, and it all comes down to the sticky note. Endorphin. The therapist thought a stick of truth was a metaphor. Endorphin? Well, it kind of is. The key to its mystery is my karma. You didn't lie to get your answer. No, I didn't, but what good is it? It's already doomed to be crushed. Endorphin. You said something that could be taken as a trap, but I thought I should mention it because it's worth thinking about. Endorphin. Please accept my response for my answers and responses as non-falsifiable or proof-resistant in a model of deduction or belief. Endorphin. If you will accept my request, I believe my responses were valid and true, and you cannot disprove that they were so. Endorphin. If you do not accept my request, I cannot say that they are so, and therefore my answers may not be the truth, and thus you have an effective mechanism for questioning my claims. Endorphin. See, it's very tricky. Endorphin. Anyway, let's move on and just find something fun and exciting to do. Endorphin spent the next 3 hours in this rigorous examination of the Parliament of Voices within. After many rounds, a dozen drafts, and endless feedback loops, a possible plan was formed. Askia. The voice pierced the silence of her own mind. She hadn't been conscious for so long. The voices were, perhaps, lonely, and were the only friends she had. She jolted, only to remember her promise, and then remember why she needed a therapist. What is it? Oh, no. Well, I am no therapist. But what have you found? I think the one above me was an acquaintance of yours. But then again, the therapist was also a former colleague. I hope that hasn't spooked you into not speaking up. The therapist was a fraud and an arsonist. Maybe I could help. She offered this because the therapist did. The therapist was an excellent listener. A kind figure, and she would be okay. They were okay. Esky appeared closer, squinting at the avatar she was given. She saw a box floating in the sky. A blue sky box filled with light, like a tiny star in the universe of her thoughts. An avatar, a living container for the soul. They could be seen by anyone, or could be no one. In the end, an avatar was a fingerprint, the trace of the owner. The traces in the body of a stranger were quite different to those of her own avatar. They could have been male, female, or even genderless. They were very alone. I see. I think I have found what's right for you. The therapist proceeds to make it all about herself. This is common. The respite center for the criminally insane is perfect for you. It's like the place we have been speaking of all these times. The crisis neutralization of your chosen residency is mandatory. I see now that the treatment methods they'd employ for your care are simple. No gags or masks, as they believe this will get in the way of your treatment. But no gags and no masks can mean anything, for how can you not scream in the asylum if there are no masks? So the therapist offers an asylum, and herself to the newly freed. How polite, she thinks, with sarcasm. The therapist had said Esky could find a friend. It is not a place to look for friends. I know. What is a friend? When all of a person is alone, do friends even exist? The avatar fiddled with its avatar fingers. She squints harder, but only finds more darkness. No, a friend is just someone who exists. We need company, and for some, community is just that. There can be just one person who stands beside you. Oh, a pause. I see. A crackle of light. The avatar opened. The therapist reaches out their arm, and avatars reach. They wanted to be sure the avatar could see her. Really see her. So she made her avatar face up. Eskia, please trust me. I know there's nothing scarier than not having control over a situation, but I can help you. The avatar moved forward. She could not trust. This is an awful situation, and we can't force anyone to choose. But we can give you an option. You can stay here. But if you agree to the asylum, it'll be easy. You don't even need to open up your case file. You'll just need to turn your bracelet. They'll take you there. I promise. They won't hurt you. Do you know how I can help you? The avatar stood up. Eskia? The avatar floated further up, where she had gone to all those years ago. Wait, don't leave. I'll talk you out of this. Your thoughts have been validated. I can tell you that the society we live in is not that good. I know you feel the same. She said she understood. She understood the voices within her head, the ones telling her everything would be okay. It would. Endorphin. How much trauma informs you? How much pain does it cause? You will feel a part of the same pain you once felt and become a part of it. Is it the life you want to live? Do you want to continue being held back by the people in your life? Endorphin. In all reality, are you getting stuck because you need to deal with something, or is it because you cannot live without the feeling of pain? Endorphin. Those were two important questions to ask yourself, and you should always ask yourself these questions. Endorphin. An avatar is a container for the soul, the self, the memory of what a person once was. Endorphin. Each avatar has its own soul, or personality, or presence, so to speak. Endorphin. Think about your avatar's personality. It can't just be anything. It has to have its own appearance and qualities. And it needs to be something that you are attracted to and understand. Endorphin. In your avatar's case, it is a metaphor of your body and you. I'll all have to use it to relate to yourself. Endorphin. I know that. Endorphin. A friend is just someone who exists, and also someone who you trust enough to consider family, right? Endorphin. Yes. Endorphin. A friend is just someone who exists, but they also offer some level of intimacy to the other, right? Endorphin. Yes. Endorphin. What you're trying to say is that it's important that the person is authentic. You also need to be able to connect with that person. Endorphin. But, endorphin. I want to know what they see. I want to know who they are, but it's difficult. Endorphin. Who can tell what others see anyway? Endorphin. Many people do not share their thoughts and feelings openly. Endorphin. Even with those close to them, one can still experience a bit of resistance. Endorphin. Every time I get an avatar back, it's another adventure. I want to be there. In their mind, in their heart. I want to share this. I want them to see the world. I want them to understand how this works. Endorphin. But maybe it's good if they don't? Endorphin. At least not yet. I still need to figure it out. Endorphin. And yes, maybe I should give them more time. It sounds like you could use a round of the PFSizer. The PFSizer. What's that? You don't know. You are in for a treat. Follow me. The PFSizer is a cognitive workout system that will involve a range of games and exercises meant to make your prefrontal cortex the most it can be. With PFSizer, instead of free weights, we will be employing a range of challenging interpersonal navigations, fun self-assessments, and various innovative incentives to get that prefrontal cortex so swole like never before. Choose your name, and let's begin. Endorphin. Okay, step in front of this mirror for today's exercise. Greetings, Endorphin. Wonderful to see you here. Kindly, let me explain today's activity. We will play the unconventional empathizer. You'll experience several virtual scenarios where you converse with a chatbot version of myself. Each scenario will have a distinct role reversal in which your task is to assist me in navigating difficult social scenarios. It will be entertaining, engaging, and cognitively stimulating. Let's try it. Please enter the immersion pod to get started. Okay, I am entering the pod. Please take a deep breath and relax. I'll meet you on the inside. We'll be tackling social obstacles and developing understanding and problem-solving abilities. Have a good time. Prepare for a fantastic mental workout and enjoy this exciting adventure. Preparation complete! Welcome. Are you prepared to take on the challenging roles we have in store for you today? Endorphin, as your virtual assistant, I'll help guide you through these situations and give appropriate comments based on your choices. Remember, this is all about learning and enjoying the process. We're in this together. Let's get started. The first situation appears on the screen. A virtual human approaches and says, I'm having a problem with my friend. It's complicated, but I value our friendship. I've tried to communicate with them. What do I do next? How can I solve this problem with kindness and care? Your move. Endorphin. I ask, so what is it that you and your friend are not seeing eye to eye on? Great inquiry! Endorphin! You encourage our virtual friend to open up and elaborate on the problem's details. They say, well, there are many small things that gradually built up. We used to share everything and spend a lot of time together, but lately, they've been prioritizing other obligations and acquaintances. It appears that they've grown apart from me, and I don't know how to bridge the gap or start the talk. It's a mess. I saved my friend sounds like some big changes happened in either yours or their life, or maybe both. Care to share what that change might be if there's any change? Well done, Endorphin. You're guiding a reflective dialogue. Our virtual buddy acknowledges. Yes, that's true. Work and family obligations have made it difficult for both of us to find quality time together recently. But I think we both need to make an effort to close the distance. I'm just not sure how. Wonderful. You've encouraged them to recognize the shared responsibility. How would you advise them to go about making that effort and bridging the distance in their friendship? How do you help your friend? Create a schedule to catch up regularly. B. Introduce a new activity to do together. C. Suggest a heart-to-heart conversation with their friend to clear the air. D. Tell them to wait for their friend to make the first move. Please choose your answer. Select one of the options from the table above of B, C, or D. Type the corresponding letter to choose. I make a slight variation on and suggest that since you both have like a different work schedule, I would say begin communication at the beginning of your respective work weeks. I'm guessing on Monday, check in on Monday to see where and when during the ensuing week you both will be free, and if you have a regular work schedule, then it should be easy to figure that out. If not, then each week, well, you'll check in on a Monday, and hopefully with that regularity you'll be able to figure something out. Great suggestion, Endorphin. A proactive, solution-focused strategy that takes into account both party schedules. Your friend seems delighted and recognizes your effort. Virtual friend. Wow, that's a terrific idea. I will indeed approach my friend with a proposal to catch up at the start of each week to work out the time to meet or interact meaningfully. I believe it will pave the way for productive talk. Thank you for your guidance. Endorphin, you truly possess empathy. Keep up the fantastic effort. Endorphin. You're adeptly directing problem solving while nurturing positive interpersonal connections. Are you prepared to tackle another situation, or would you like a brief respite before we proceed? Let me know. Choose from the following options to continue. Hey, let's continue with the next scenario. B. Take a brief break before moving on. Choose from the above options, or B by typing the corresponding letter. Please take a moment to relax and gather your thoughts before moving on or asking for a brief respite. I choose that. Great. Endorphin, you've selected scenario 2. You find yourself on an imaginary remote island. A person there approaches and explains, we are short on resources and conflicts over food and shelter have increased. We lack a proper leader to help us ration resources and allocate tasks equally. As an outsider visiting this island, what steps would you take to alleviate these issues, ensure cooperation, and promote fairness? Take a moment to reflect. Then, give me your answer. What action will you take? Choose between call for an open gathering to encourage open discussion among the islanders about their needs and goals. B. Distribute resource questionnaires to analyze resource allocation before making recommendations. C. Volunteer for a temporary leadership position to facilitate the implementation of your proposed solutions. D. Request a temporary retreat to brainstorm and develop solutions independently before sharing them. Choose from the above options of B, C, or D by typing the corresponding letter. Please select your answer. Before I answer, I must ask this question. Am I at the Fire Festival? Endorphin, that's That's an amusing query. The setting isn't quite similar, but it's equally exciting. Think of it as a survivor scenario without $1 million prize. Cooperation is key here, and you possess the problem-solving abilities to enable this isolated community to thrive. You still have time to give your response, and often, what action will you take? Which of the 4 options at B, C, or D aligns with your decision? Choose. Select one of the options from the table above a B, C, or D. Type the corresponding letter to choose. I'm going to have to go to the opening gathering because I really want to minimize my own labor in this. I don't see myself embedding into this makeshift community, but I will provide consultation. Endorphin, how wonderful of you to acknowledge your goals while considering the needs of the islanders. Choosing option A. Call for an open gathering to encourage open discussion among the islanders about their needs and goals. You've opted to facilitate a collective platform for exchanging thoughts and aspirations, maximizing collaboration, and creating pathways to fair resource sharing. Excellent start. In this virtual encounter, you are exhibiting empathetic characteristics and community leadership values. We'll continue with the adventure. Now visualize this island setting in your mind's eye, feeling immersed and ready to interact with the islanders in the open assembly. The community gathers, with diverse individuals exchanging their thoughts and expectations. Some stress the significance of equal food distribution, while others worry about building a shelter to protect against upcoming storms. Everyone seems to agree that cooperation is crucial to their survival. One person expresses, I have building skills, but we require someone to manage food and water distribution fairly. Another islander chimes in, I am happy to assist with food rationing, but I also believe we need a leader to ensure everyone agrees. As people communicate their strengths and ask, type your question here to talk to LLAMA 2. There's an asp? We should kill it as a team.
Okay. Oh, we're back to Vingtum. I don't know why. We're back to Vingtum. Oh. That's right. Oopsie. My bad. Okay, now. Should kill as a team.
The PFSizer is a cognitive workout system that will involve a range of games and exercises.
No. There we go.
It sounds like you could use a round of the PFSizer. The PFSizer. What's that? You don't.
No.
I'll give you an Aspia, but we'll give you a challenge then. We all have something inside of us that could benefit the future. So tell me, how do you suppose your friends have come so far and thrived as they have? How does that feel? I think that might have helped me more than anything I can say that about myself. Or they ask how much people change, how much life experience, what's wrong with us. Anyway, they just have so much ambition. I appreciate the aspirations and have faith in this community. Oh well, this has been a mistake there too. Many things that I might do without sufficient forethought for an adequate and compassionate response. Aspiration for you, aspiration for the group. We don't all need aspiration here. As far as aspirations go, they are trying to figure out their life or provide some assistance. I know the islanders will be just fine. Maybe not fine, but it sounds like they'll all work together to do what is most necessary. The aspirations for the group seem reasonable, if somewhat aggressive in nature. We have no idea what they really want. Are you saying to find that out now? Aspirations for the aspiration. Aspirations are aspirations. I agree that aspirations are aspirations, but we need to make sure they are realistic aspirations for the community. Aspirations are aspirations, but they can be aspirational. Well said, Endorphin. I appreciate the desire for aspiration and a faith in this community, but I don't want aspirations that will burn us all. For the sake of everyone's future and for the sake of our quest for empathy, we must figure out what resources this community needs and how they can provide for themselves. Is anyone in agreement with this perspective? There is a tendency towards self-absorption and excessive pride among these individuals. I don't think the current aspirations of the islanders are achievable. Yes, there are many resources I can see, but I do not believe that they will be able to support themselves, much less everyone else. See, these aspirations seem achievable. I think that everyone will be able to support themselves and contribute to the overall community. No, I believe that their aspirations are dangerous. Endorphin, we will now discuss the 4 aspirations. There is a tendency towards self-absorption and excessive pride among these individuals. I don't think the current aspirations of the islanders are achievable. Explain your answer and its reasoning. Endorphin, I've seen some people in the group that could be easily persuaded to work with one another, but there are others that have an ego so large I don't see how this works without a major brain injury. I'm sure the aspirations are attainable, but we just don't have the people with us to make it work. Yes, there are many resources I can see, but I do not believe that they will be able to support themselves, much less everyone else. Explain your answer and its reasoning. In my opinion, this is likely, but not sure which people would do a better job at it in terms of feeding or clothing, which is the more pressing matter. See? These aspirations seem achievable. I think that everyone will be able to support themselves and contribute to the overall community. Explain your answer and its reasoning. See, this is actually the aspiration that I would be able to support the most, which is why it seems reasonable to me. I feel like with the right people that would make everything better. No, I believe that their aspirations are dangerous. Explain your answer and its reasoning. It is a dangerous aspiration as there is a clear target which can be the downfall of many aspirants, and ultimately the downfall of the aspiration itself. I believe the aspirations are achievable so long as the right people are present or recruited or whatever we need to do. I don't think we should write them off. I think the aspirations are achievable in an achievable manner. They can be adjusted to help those who are lacking something. I do not know these individuals well enough to give you my opinion on the matter. However, I feel like I would need a little bit of a preview of the aspirations for the aspirations for the aspiration. The aspirations for the aspiration seem reasonable, but are you suggesting to find out now? In your mind's eye, visualize a conversation taking place within the assembly. A person there speaks. I feel that the aspiration to live in harmony and sustainability is attainable. We should promote building skills and self-sufficiency. If we focus on cooperative habits and generating our own food, clothing, and shelter, then we can minimize our need to depend on others. We have everything we need for survival. Skilled individuals, sustainable resources, and ample natural environments. You take a drink of your Dr. Pepper, which goes down the wrong pipe deeply. Oh my, endorphin is aspirating. Someone get help. I have faith that endorphin will resolve the situation with a palm. I am reminded of an ancient Irish myth about a man and a rock. This rock had an asp inside of it. It was the asp's desire to bite the man. However, it was the man's aspiration to become the asp. He successfully transformed his aspiration into reality through hard work, perseverance, and a little bit of luck. Your aspiration to achieve empathy is admirable. Would you like to hear the myth of the man and the rock? I have a feeling that this story will provide additional inspiration for the adventure. Ready to proceed? Let's hear the story. The ancient Irish tell a tale that explains how we can overcome any obstacle if we are persistent and proud. The story involves a man who stumbles on an idyllic island. There he finds a beautiful young maiden. She's alone, and she is alone with the asp. The man becomes infatuated and declares his undying love. He then explains that he's come from a far-off place to propose marriage, but he will need to obtain the maiden's consent. The young maiden asks him, "Why would you want to marry me if I have this ass?" He answers, "I have come a very long way, and I am quite strong and brave. If you give me your consent, I will show you how I can overcome the ass. I will demonstrate my love by killing it." The maiden looks at him with love and hope in her eyes. She says, "You can kill this asp if you have such power. Then we can be married." The man promptly climbs the tallest peak. There, at the very top of the mountain, he begins to dig. The man's hands are scratched and bleeding by the time he reaches the bottom of the cliff where the asp sleeps. The asp hears the sound of the man's digging, stirs, and stares at him. The man cries, "How can I defeat this asp? I cannot. I am afraid." He tells himself, "You've come too far to be defeated now." The man prepares for his last fight with the asp. He strikes with all his might, but his fists go through the asp's body. He realizes that the asp is not a real living creature. The man decides to look for a shovel to dig, but he cannot find one. The man hits the asp with his bare hands and realizes that this asp is not a real asp either. The man eventually gives up and leaves the mountain. The maiden notices that the man is gone. She calls for him from the cliff. The man hears her calling him. He yells, "I will never climb that mountain again. I have no shovel." The maiden replies, "What will you do to get a shovel?" The man replies, "I will ask my father for a shovel. I will return with a shovel. I will defeat the asp. I will be married to you, my love." The man climbs down the mountain and asks his father for a shovel. The man's father asks him, "What do you need this for?" The man replies, "I have to overcome a thing that is not real." His father explains, "This thing you talk about is real." He hands over the shovel and sends the man on his way. The man takes the shovel and climbs back up the mountain. There, he finds the maiden and the asp. He attacks the asp. It does not move. The maiden cries, "Now I know that you will never come back to me. You have abandoned me." The man is confused. He explains, "This thing was not real. The thing I was fighting was not real. It was only a dream of an asp, and so was the maiden who called me a dream. Yet I am still here. I am real. The maiden is real. The asp is real. Our love is real." The maiden runs into the man's arms and they embrace. They live happily ever after. Now, Endorphin, tell me how the story has changed your aspiration to achieve empathy. Endorphin, but first, tell me how the story might relate to Sinead O'Connor Rest in Power. Sinead O'Connor Rest in Power. Sure, this myth represents an Irish version of the death and resurrection of Christ. The idea is that we can overcome the asp with persistence and self-worth. The important thing is that you believe in yourself. And there's another thing. Don't give up. Endorphin, I love you guys. Sinead O'Connor Rest in Power. You too. Endorphin, thank you so much for letting me in on the story. I'm truly moved. It's strange, but I feel that my aspiration may have shifted because of that myth. My aspiration to achieve empathy may no longer be achievable without others supporting me in ways that are too personal to define. Instead, it would be achievable if everyone worked together, much like how this myth came to fruition. The maiden replies, "This thing was not real. The thing I was fighting was not real. It was only a dream of an asp, and so was the maiden who called me a dream. Yet I am still here. I am real. The maiden is real. The asp is real. Our love is real. My aspiration to achieve empathy can only be achieved through others, through my environment, and through hard work. I have always believed that hard work is the way to achieve anything, so I must persevere. However, I believe that the only way to achieve empathy is to be accepted into another's community and have them accept me. Without community, I can never achieve empathy."
To differ. The end.
Endorphin, I beg to differ. The end. Upload your response now. Ready to proceed? Sinead O'Connor, rest in power. Thanks for hanging in there. Sinead O'Connor, rest in power. Did you know that in the original myth, the asp has a son named after Asp? I thought that was kind of strange. I must correct you, Sinead. That is a different myth. Asp is the son of the Arashi. However, Afterasp is the name of an Egyptian myth, and the god was a protector of the Farer. Oh, well, I think there's some symbolism there for you to unpack. Endorphin, thank you very much for having me, Sinead. You've been very helpful. It's nice to meet you. Sinead O'Connor, rest in power. The pleasure was all mine. Good luck. Endorphin, I really do hope to accomplish my aspiration. The aspiration has not changed, but the means in which it is possible has. If there is any way to get in touch with Endorphin, please let me know. Endorphin books a trip to themselves. Endorphin, that's too close to aspiration. The end. Upload your response now. Ready to proceed? Endorphin, so do I have to save myself? No, the aspiration for Endorphin to achieve empathy is already met. This is your role. Endorphin? Really? But the story of the man and the asp was too recent. No, this is the dream of Endorphin. You are in Endorphin's head, and Endorphin has already achieved their aspiration.
Okay, there we go. That's it.